Welcome to the Theory of DFS podcast. I'm Jordan Cooper, the co-author of the Theory of Daily Fantasy Sports, 15-hour audio DFS masterclass you can pick up at theoryofdfs.com. Join with me as usual, Neil Orfield of Stochastic, doing all the shows over there, way all the shows, and maybe did you get? It's the best day. Did you get your Onyx Apple extravaganza package?
I got a notice on my door saying that they attempted to deliver it, and now I have to. I can't have it redelivered somewhere else. Apparently, it's UPS for some reason. They can't deliver it somewhere else for me, so I need to sign the slip, and hopefully they'll leave it for me tomorrow. But yeah, sadly, there's no way for me to pick it up today.
Well, because it's a signature required.
It's usually, like, if it's FedEx, though, I can redirect it to my local Walgreens, go pick it up there. For some reason, I guess UPS with this package, at least, they're not letting me.
Where were you that you weren't home?
I was home. I've been home all day, but we don't have a working doorbell, and I think a lot of delivery drivers everywhere, and here as well, they don't really try. They just bring the slip, put it on the door. They don't knock. They don't ring the doorbell. So unfortunately, and I was doing shows all day, so I wasn't like, if I'm not busy, I'll probably check out the window every 10 minutes to see if there's a UPS driver nearby. But I've been busy today.
Right, but it's gifts galore. It's right.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
We've been talking about it. I think we mentioned it multiple times the past couple of shows. It's like, okay, we're going to choose our Onyx gift from DraftKings. And that was like, I don't know, 3 months ago.
It's been a while, yeah. And I'm excited for it. I'm probably going to make this laptop, the MacBook is going to be my new laptop, because my laptop keeps on having issues.
Yeah, my laptop, I already set it up. I already have a case for it and everything, because I got
I
got that on Amazon before it came.
Were you already a Mac guy?
Yeah. Okay. I have an iMac with 3 screens set up.
Okay.
And I used to have a MacBook Pro, a souped up MacBook Pro from like 2017, 2016, and that's what I used. I connected it to 2 monitors, 2 27-inch monitors. And then since I wasn't traveling much, I wasn't like a laptop. What do I need a laptop for? And my wife needed a new laptop because hers was like from 2012 or something. And she plays The Sims. She does a lot more things that are CPU intensive. She does like design programs for crafting stuff. So she needed a new computer. So I'm like, well, instead of getting her a new laptop, it's like I'll get a more powerful iMac and then just give her mine. So that's it. So Yep. She got a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and then eventually, she wanted a new that wasn't working well with what she was doing. Once more OS updates and everything, and 5 years go by. So I bought her the actual same MacBook Air that we got, right?
Oh, wow.
About a year and a half ago, and then sold back to Apple, traded in the laptop, and then so this laptop I'm using, like, if I need to travel, if I'm gonna bring it when I play poker. So now I could go play poker and then still have a laptop to build DFS lineups and view projections and do everything that's not just on my phone. So
Handy.
I got a little thing, put it in a bag, put it over my shoulder. I'm good.
Are you selling any of your stuff?
No. We used my wife has the old version of the Apple Watch. So now she hasn't upgraded. Basically any gift that DraftKings sends me, typically it's a present for my wife, right? It's the reverse rule of DFS. Like, happy wife, happy life. Build your lineups anytime you want, right? That type of stuff. So she got a new phone, right? Because she had the iPhone 12. So it's like, okay, now you have the 14. Now you have the new watch Pro. You got the new AirPods. She has the old AirPods, so now she has new AirPods, and the iPad. And she already has an iPad. I don't know what we're doing with the iPad. Maybe we'll sell it or something. Maybe we'll give it to a nephew or something. Yeah. Right? And yeah, I'll take it for nothing. I mean, and my wife is like, oh, they give us free stuff. It's like, you know what? It'd be better if they didn't give us free? Anything. And they reduced the rate by 1%.
Right. Yeah. True. I was looking for my old Apple Watch because I had an Apple Watch that I loved a few years back as I was getting in shape for my wedding. So I guess it's been a little over 3 years. and then I just I forget what I did. Like I think I just like scraped it against my body, and the strap fell off, and it was like 2 feet from the ground, and the screen just shattered. So I haven't used it in a few years now. So I'm excited to have an Apple Watch back in my life, just to monitor my heart rate. If I've been running a good amount, so now I can use it for running purposes. I'm very excited about the Apple Watch. My wife claimed the AirPods already. She wants the AirPods, and then the rest, I don't know. I'm probably going to make the MacBook my computer. Maybe I'll sell the iPad just because I already have a relatively new iPad. Yeah, undecided on some of this stuff.
Right. I mean, to me, out of all the gift choices, it seemed like the most obvious one.
Yeah,
Unless you're
by
looking to
far.
sell stuff. I mean, I think the sharp move by a lot of people was the luxury watch, because
Yeah.
I think those watches actually appreciate in value or
Yep.
maintain their value. I mean, computer after a certain. I mean, Apple products maintain their value decent amount of time, but as new versions come out and everything like that, it ends up being
Right.
semi obsolete. But it's at least stuff that I would use. Right. I'm not the grilling station thing. Like, what the hell am I going to do with that? Right.
I've already got a grill.
Did you only have one credit? Do you have multiple credits?
I only had one credit.
Okay, so
Yep.
you're down in the Onyx slums with me, right?
That's
With the
right.
one
Yeah. And
credits.
I'm not even going to be in the Onyx slums next year. I'm not going to make it to any tier of Onyx next year. So
Yeah, I don't think so.
got to
I
live it
think
up while I can.
I think I may only make diamond.
Yeah, I think I'll make Diamond just because they gave us the boost coming in for being Onyx last time, but
Mm.
I don't think I'm going to be up in Onyx. It's going to be sad because I love all the free stuff we get.
Well, you'll get free stuff, just less at the
Yeah,
diamond
yeah,
level,
true.
right?
Yep.
That's all it. All is a representation of how many entries, how much volume
Right.
you
Yep.
play. Not net profit or loss or anything like that. Just how
No,
much volume
just
do
how
you
much
play?
how much are you giving them? That's all they care about.
Right, right.
They don't care how much they're
And
giving you
Onyx is
back.
typically a million plus in entries.
Yep.
And there are obviously some people that we know that do that in 2 weeks.
Right. And they have the 3 credits.
Right, and right. Actually, 3 credits is probably not enough. Probably they should have been
Right.
given
For
like
the amount that
12
they're
or
spending.
15
True.
credits or something.
Yeah. True.
But this is the bonus. Like, there's no reason not to click on the missions, in a day, right? It's like before you enter a contest, okay, click on the mission. Take your achievements, whatever, your little crown bonuses, and you convert that into DK dollars or into entry fees. And now, I don't know if you heard last week, Kentucky has passed sports betting
Oh, I did not hear that.
legislation, and
Exciting.
I'm assuming it'll take a while to set up. I mean, it's going to be all. The only way you can get it done in Kentucky is to have it all be regulated and operated by
I
the
suppose.
horse racing
Yeah.
people.
I mean, when we legalized marijuana in Minnesota, it was like within a week you could find gummies different places. They were ready. So
I don't
maybe.
know how ready. I don't know how ready they're going to be here. I mean, because they have to partner essentially, like Churchill Downs is going to partner with with existing like online sports books.
Okay.
So they'll be at Churchill Downs. It'll be like the DraftKings Sportsbook, and at
Okay.
Keeneland, it'll be the FanDuel Sportsbook. It's all going to be run through the horse racing stuff, and the weird thing is that obviously because it's a legacy company and they hate DraftKings and FanDuel, that they put a speed bump in place that online mobile gaming. Yeah, the first 12 months you have to sign up in person.
Interesting.
Right.
Speaking of which, speaking of mobile games, since we were just talking about the Onyx tier, I was talking to my producer the other day, and he might make the Onyx tier next year just by playing some of the online game stuff on DraftKings, like just spinning the wheel. He said, like, yeah, I spun the wheel for like thousands of dollars in terms of how much is going back in, but I net like lost like $80 and he got tons of crowns. So if you have the ability to play the casino games on DraftKings, apparently you can buy your way through to Onyx just going through
I
some of
think
the
I
lower
think the
stakes stuff.
expected value on those games is quite negative.
But what if you then factor in all the crowns you get? Like, I don't play those games, but I mean, it sounds like if
Obviously,
he's going to
they've
be able to
made
get
it in a
Onyx,
way that you can't profit from, and it's a negative expectation game.
but like, do they factor in the crowns that they're giving you when they?
Yes,
Yes, I
of
agree.
course
It's a
they are.
negative.
Of
You
course,
think
of
they
course
are?
they know what they're doing.
All right, that's
Didn't
probably
you
true.
hear, Neil? Didn't you hear this blackjack strategy that you never bust? You just
That sounds smart.
always stand pat. At once you get to 12, you just stay. You just stay there.
I
It's
have not heard this
apparently a
blackjack strategy.
blackjack strategy that people do that is incorrect. But I mean,
Well, good luck to him.
Good luck to him, right? It's the same thing with this. Oh, look, just spin the wheel. Onyx deer.
Maybe he had good luck, so he only lost
Right.
80
Well,
bucks. And
that's
sounded
what I'm
like he got a
saying.
lot
Maybe
of,
you had good.
okay.
You won $1 million. Ding. Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it wouldn't totally shock me if they just had an oversight in giving too many crowns for something like that. Because how many people are really grinding the like spin the wheel games on the casino? But maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe there's more than I
Is
realize.
that an edge? Maybe it is an edge. Maybe someone's gonna DM, right? Someone's gonna mention us on Twitter and go, "Oh, be quiet about the spin the wheel
Right.
loophole.
Right.
Be
Yeah.
quiet about it." Maybe it's true, but I can't think that it is.
It's
Right?
probably not, but
They're already giving enough. I mean, truthfully, if you believe in it, right? If you're part of the cult, have you seen in the lobby of DraftKings the Rainmakers satellites?
I have, yes.
And they like almost never feel like I'm looking through like PGA.
Oh no,
and,
I didn't know they don't fill. Okay.
No, it's like they're running it like oh, you could win like a $400 whatever, and it's like 7 out of 42, or like 2 out of 9 type of thing.
Okay.
Right.
I
And
mean,
I'm just going because Kyle Dvorak pointed that out on Twitter yesterday. It's like, dude, you could make if you could go through the hassle of flipping these cards and everything, like seems like you can make a fortune on these. And then of course I had to chime in is that is until tax season comes.
right.
Right. That
Yeah.
is until now. I mean, essentially you're getting a satellite to something that doesn't exist. So like if I wanted to do that, I'll just go to the store and buy nothing. Right.
Sure.
But you could resell this nothing. It's like, okay, well, it's still nothing. Right. Right. You know me when it comes to the Rainmaker.
You and your
stuff.
NFT hate. Yeah.
Right. I don't care. It could be, oh, dude, I'm not even entering contests where it's like, oh, it's the same normal structure as before.
And you're adding it on.
And you're just adding
You
it
think
on.
them
It's not
so
even
much.
coming out of anything. And we're just going to add the other spot. Like, dude, I don't even want to be caught dead with one of these things.
It's just free money. It's just free. Why do
But
you hate
I'm
free
not
money?
opening a pack. I'm not going there. So it's just
Well,
gonna
then you
sit-
don't have to. You can just have it sit in your account.
Well, it does. I have 2 core, like NFL free roll 1 type of
And then
tickets.
you get a free $1. Like
Yeah,
a
like
month or
every once in a
something.
while, I get like it says a
You got
notification.
free money.
For holding on to this, you got $1, $1 DK dollar.
Yeah.
Like
So it's
wow,
free money.
thanks.
It's just free money.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm maybe they do that just for to make me feel good. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You can take it out of my account. I'm not doing this for the dollar yield. That it's
Right.
because it cost me nothing, right? So it's
Yeah.
like I'm getting infinite EV on these, but no. I saw what happened with the especially with the taxes stuff. Jesus Christ.
With
I wouldn't
Rainmakers, yeah.
I wouldn't even want that if you're Canadian. Like if you're Canadian, I think you're good, right?
Yeah.
But if you're American, I wouldn't even. Dude, maybe the DFS games, Neil, are going to be quite easy in like 3 or 4 years because everyone's either audited or in prison. Right?
That's good point. Anybody who's made some money.
Right? It's like, oh yeah, well I made it because everyone makes it the point. I love the narrative last year of like, dude, the contests are free. Right? The contests are for like, dude, there's no entry fee for the contest. You buy these cards and you're automatically entered into these contests, which means they cost nothing. So when you win money, there's no losses to offset it on your 1099.
Yeah.
And
That's
DraftKings is going to send you that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of, you got to do a lot of manual data entry, I would think, to keep track of this stuff so that you can figure out how much you've actually made.
Well, also you got to put stuff on your Schedule C or something, and who knows the archaic shit with the fucking IRS on how they even handle. Like, there's advisories on how they handle crypto and NFTs, and who knows? Next thing you know, it said you file your taxes for 2 or 3 years, and then you get a bill in the mail, and it's like you owe $1.2 million. It's like, well, why is that? It's like, well, you can't write these off, right? So where's our money, right? You won all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but I lost money actually. It's like, nope, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. So do I want to deal with that? No, absolutely.
No,
and
I don't
absolutely
wanna deal
not.
with
And
that
also,
either.
it seems like the Rainmakers game in and of itself is like 10 times more complicated than DFS. As far as like there's no CSV upload. Like, oh, you can build a whole bunch of lineups at once. It's like, no, I got to take a card. I got to put it here.
I mean, it's all hand building, but I've never played. I don't think so. I don't really know exactly how complicated it is, but I think it's just hand building with the cards you have, and you can only use them in one contest. Yeah,
I'm not even sure I would be even considering like me. I'm at the point now that if sports betting is going to be legal here, that Like, dude, my workflow for props and stuff on Prize Picks and Underdog, it's so much less stressful than fucking DFS.
Yeah.
Like I just hit numbers and I'm done. I'm done. I'm close my computer and I'll check. Okay, new things came out. Okay, bang bang bang. Right, put this shit together and then I check later. Oh look, I got it went down a half a strikeout or a strikeout or it went down 3 fantasy points. Oh okay, I got the best of the number.
Yeah.
I made like in what since opening day 2 weeks. I'm up like 4,000.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
On Prize Picks.
on Prize Picks and Underdog combined.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
And this is on not like I'm not like I do round robins of like 20 to 40 bucks of like 60 bucks or obviously I put more money on the ones that have higher expected values,
Sure.
but like that's all I'm so yeah, I could easily have between the two sites like maybe somewhere between 2 and 4,000 in play at once.
Okay.
But I mean, it's all in like okay, it's 10 of these and it's $30 round robins of all of them. Like that or some of them are 40, some of them are 50, some of them are 10, some of them are 20, right? It goes like that. And obviously I'm going to go up and down. It's I mean certain days I
Sure.
do well, certain days I don't and whatever. But a lot of times you're rarely ever losing all of it. A lot of times a bad day is minus 50%, minus 60%. And a good day is like 2x. Because if you're perfect, it's pretty much a 3x, right?
Okay.
I am building some four, like if there's some correlation in there, there's some 4 picks that I put in on Underdog they're worthwhile to do because the ties count as pushes and it gets
Mhm.
set back to the 3 pick and the 3 pick pays 6x, not 5x like on Prize Picks. So anytime I try to make a 4 pick that includes even numbers, so like it's a strikeout prop of 5.
Yep.
I do it on if the same number exists on Underdog, I do it on Underdog because if it pushes and it reverts to a 3 pick, Prize Picks only pays you 5x and Underdog pays you 6x. So
Okay.
like if it's a half a strikeout, I don't care, right? I have it because it can't push, right?
Right.
So like I don't care about any of that. So just managing all of that is like is easy. I
Yeah.
mean you guys over at Stochastic, you got Odd Shopper,
Yep.
right? So you just
Makes it
basically
easy.
all you're doing with Odd Shopper is the same thing that I do with like EV Analytics, right? EV Analytics is the Odd Shopper of the bat projections for baseball,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
Or the
I've been
blitz
thinking I need to get more
projections.
into this stuff because I've already got this product that people like spend good money on. I get this product for free and I'm like, why am I not using this every day and doing Prize Picks and stuff? And I think I'm gonna get more into it because I'm like, I've already got the product that tells me what bets to make. I've been so busy and I'm too used to just playing DFS that it's like this new thing I haven't gotten used to it yet. But I think I'm gonna get into the habit of playing some Prize
Yeah, but it
Picks.
doesn't overlap. Like that's the best part. It's like by the
Yeah.
time you go to build lineups, like there's like no value on the board.
Right, right. The
Or
timing
you've
wise,
already hit it and it hasn't moved or something. So like an hour before lock, it's like well, I'm not like everything's I'm not doing anything. I'm doing all the stuff in the morning. Like I'll wake
yep.
up before my morning show, hit up what I can that's posted, do my morning show. More stuff will be posted, hit those up. Once lineups start coming in around 3, 4 o'clock, obviously projections will change a bit. Hit anything new comes up there, and then wait around for DFS. But the thing is that as of right now, the volume that I could get on the props is worth more than the volume I could get in DFS. Like
How so?
just from an EV perspective of
Okay.
I was doing the triple ups and the quintuple ups type of stuff, and obviously this past week has been weird because of fucking cores being underpriced. So
Sure.
it's like, oh well, everyone's playing cores, and then I'm like, okay, what happens if I don't play cores? Well, your projection goes down into the fucking basement. Like you got to play some of these guys, right? And then I look and I go, it's like, okay, I'm stressing over 2 lineups and I'm playing $1,500 worth of shit in, right? What's the 6v6? What are people with these projections playing? And I'm fine doing that. It takes me 15 minutes or so to do that, but it's like, well, what's my expected value of getting a strikeout prop at 5.5 when it fucking gets bumped to either up or down based on what it is, and then I'm able to round robin these shits in, and it's like I don't even have to care what other people do. Like
Yeah.
I don't. It's not like I place my props on Giolito overs, right, over 5 strikeouts, right? Or Arcidi under 5 strikeouts, right? I have all these things, and it's like, well, what happens if the Cubs put up 17 runs? Well, it doesn't affect my pride. Who cares?
Right.
Right?
Doesn't
That
matter.
doesn't matter to me,
It's a
right? But
simpler
if
game.
but if
It's
I
a very
play a
simple
team
game.
that does well, and it's like, well, this other team just blasted it out of the park. Well, now I lose money.
See, I always thought that these prop sites and sports betting are going to come and take over because we're going to lose like just all the simple people who don't want to have to deal with DFS. But we're taking out DFS pros now to go play Prize Picks. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, it's worth more money. I mean,
Yeah,
if you could,
I
I
get
mean,
it.
it's going to get to the point though of the problem. What it always gets to, 95% of the work is going to be figuring out how to get the money down.
Right.
So like,
You think that's going to be the case with like Prize Picks and stuff? I
oh,
mean,
it already
there's
is.
limits to your
It
bets
already is
already.
the
Yeah,
case. I mean,
true.
it already exists as it is. So
Yeah.
like, so it's get. Obviously, I'm under two reasons that I've not been limited enough, I guess, on Prize Picks and Underdog. One reason could be that because I'm not like I'm round I'm not going like here's $400 on a 2 pick with the two biggest edge things, and that's it, and then
Right.
killing them for like 10 grand in a week, and then they go, okay, we got to stop this guy,
Yeah.
right? It's like, yeah, no, I'm placing, on average I have like 10 to 12, and I round robin a whole bunch, and a lot of times I'm like 9-3, right? 8-4,
It's a
right? So it's
slow
like,
glue,
okay, I come
slow
out,
glue for that.
I put in 2,000, I get back 3,200 or something, right? And it's like, okay, that's fine. And then some days I'm like, then I'm 5-5 and I lose a little bit, right? Depending on the high value one versus the low value, and then maybe that's why it's like, okay, it doesn't stand out from being flagged. But I think another reason is that, and this could be more beneficial to you, is that truthfully we work for affiliates.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it. I should be doing more of this stuff. I'm already doing. I mean, I do a OS Advantage Saturday video on demand, and I play those bets like when I do them. But then I'm like, I always think, man, I should come back and do this when I'm not doing a VOD as well. And then I it gets lost in the shuffle because I'm doing so much other stuff. But
I'm telling you, you
I
should.
think
I mean, if that you
I
have
know
the
I know I
tools.
should. Yeah, I've got the
mean,
tools already.
right,
Yeah, I get them for free working there. So it's like, why am I not taking advantage of this stuff? It seems like a no brainer. It's
right.
just so busy most of the
And
time.
it's the affiliate thing. I mean, it's the same reason why Dave Portnoy could post like $15,000 bets on Barstool. Whenever he posts those slips, look at the replies. Half the replies are like doofus. How the nice thing you could get 15 grand down. I'm limited to $16 on your own site, type of thing. And even
Right.
I have to suspect. I mean, I'm sure you're not going to tell me if you know, and he's not going to tell me that Alex puts down bets that any sharp person is not getting $500 down on a prop that he posts on
Oh,
Twitter.
yeah. I've never talked with Alex about it, so I
Right.
actually don't know.
And then you wonder, it's like, well, how are you not limited? It's like, well, if you like, dude, like if you work, I'm assuming they don't want, I'm assuming at least, they don't want me Monday through Friday on the DFS pregame show that gets downloaded 1,000 times, that gets viewed on YouTube 500 to 1,000 times. I'm mentioning Prize Picks and Underdog. I'm saying this is what I do, right? And half the time people don't do that. They don't get projections, or whatever the fuck the reason is that it promotes them. I always say the bonus code or whatever, even though I don't get any money from it. And I'm just saying this is what I do. I just tell you the truth, and this is what I'm doing. And you could do it too. It's not that hard, right? Feel free to do it, right? And then like they have to. I mean, maybe there's an account flag of like they don't want it as long as I'm not like completely abusing it. They don't want me to be, oh well, limit me to the point where I can't do anything
Post
on the
about it.
site, and then and then worst case scenario, I'm on my show saying fuck this site,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And then of course
you
then
think-
maybe I get in trouble with fucking Dan. Well, don't say to fuck the site.
The
Just don't
sponsor.
mention
You don't
it
want to
at
say that
all.
about the sponsor blender.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you would like Better Collective is much bigger than Stochastic. It's not just Roto Grinders.
Right.
It's Action Network. It's Fantasy Labs. It's everything. I mean, and all of that. I mean, they run like 50 other affiliate sites. and that's where that's where the sportsbooks get a lot of leads and everything. So I assume they want guys like me and Will Priester, who does prize pick stuff, and Justin Carlucci, and it's like, oh, like these guys, like, yeah, we know
So
that
you think that they're going out of their way to let you have looser limits, like people who are doing content for them? Interesting.
only because I can't, because I know so many people that have been limited.
True.
Not limit, and some of their limits aren't horrible. Some of their limits are like, oh, it's like you could have $1,000 in action on a day. Like, do whatever
Okay.
you want, but you can't place more than $1,000. Or it could be per, like, I know someone that, like, they could do prize picks of baseball, but in League of Legends, it's like they no more than $100 on any one player,
Interesting.
right? Or they have it that you can't win more than $1,000 on any one player, right? So
Think
that
that's
means,
because of
like,
like
if you
collusion,
do right,
collusion concerns there.
what?
Is that like collusion concerns with League of
No,
Legends? Like,
no,
okay.
no. It's just a matter of, like, that their lines aren't good and they move around a
Oh,
lot,
okay.
and in order to protect them, they'll just protect themselves. They'll be like, who's really good at this? And but I've also seen in MLB compared to last year that the lines are more efficient. Uh, I think they changed their uh, their trading staff.
You're talking about prop lines or game
Yeah,
lines?
prop lines. I think Prize Picks has changed their whoever is in charge of their trading room, or whatever they consider that, right? As far as the head of trading or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever was in charge of that before was doing an awful job last year, and you could notice that just by the fact that Prize Picks doesn't put out much stuff at like 1 a.m. anymore. Most of the time they're putting stuff up in the morning.
Okay.
Or some of the games, like the 7 o'clock games, sometimes they may not have them. Some of them, they may not be up till noon, 1 o'clock. And then you also notice that, the fantasy point props go up. And wow, let me compare them to the bat. And it's like all are within 1 point of the bat.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
Like, so someone's caught on. Someone's caught on.
Yep.
Right?
Bummer.
Right? But I mean, you can still find stuff. There's
Yeah.
plenty of stuff.
For sure.
Because a lot of the other props that actually have markets, they're cutting and pasting. So they're doing. They're looking at 5 9 Pinnacle, wherever, Bet 360, wherever the fuck, and across the board they have a Don Best like screen, and they're just like, okay, what do we set the line on? And you go, okay, we're setting it at 5, right? Because it's 5.5 under minus 165, and it's like, okay, that's a 5, right? So we're setting it at 5, and then people are still hammering it, and the line moves. Then the line moves, but they're doing a much better job at it. Although there's still plenty of stuff. There's still, I mean, you're an odd shopper. There's still plenty of stuff out there that
Yeah.
that's bettable based on origination, just with the stochastic projections that. And truthfully, I've looked at Odd Shopper. A lot of times, the same stuff on Odd Shopper is the same stuff that I have anyway.
Right.
Right. It's a lot of stuff where if you're modeling this well and you're getting like the pitch counts right, like it's kind of easy to see that, like, oh, this guy's strikeout prop is way too high, right?
Yeah. Right.
Just like it's like,
And that's what I've heard, that strikeout props were the most inefficient last year. Is that still the case this year?
It's hard to say. I've no proof of this whatsoever. I have a feeling, right? It's very rare for me to have feelings, right? I get
Very
the
rare.
sense that from a macro standpoint at Prize Picks, at least, that they view their customer base as much more, obviously with the fact that they limit people, they view their customer base as much more casual, much more recreational. And what do recreational people like doing? They like betting overs.
True.
Right?
So
And I
they
get
skew them
the
that way.
sense
Yep.
that even they've been moving the lines slightly higher,
Yep.
because they're getting enough over action that, even because I mean, look, literally in the first 2 weeks on K props, if I go back, if I look or whatever, I think over 90% of my props have been unders.
Right.
And it was
Typically
last
the
year.
better bets.
90% of my props were overs. Actually, even
Oh,
though
really?
like, even though they would set the line too low early,
Oh, yeah, yeah, because they
right?
weren't
But you have to
they
catch
weren't
them
catching.
immediately. I mean, like they wouldn't be a fit by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You ain't finding that, but they'd be off by a full strikeout. I mean, they'd have it at 5.5, and the projection is like 7.2, and it's like, okay, well, I'm hammering this,
Yeah.
right? And it ends up closing at 6.5. It goes up to 6 and then goes to 6.5. But now I'm finding that it's like they're opening numbers at like 7, and the projection is like it's like 6.05,
Right.
right? And it's like, well, that's an easy under, especially when you consider that if you're looking at most projection sources, you're looking at means,
Yep.
right? And you have to know that it's in the strikeout props, at least in the strikeout markets, the medians are actually going to run higher than the means,
Sure.
right? The medians are going to be right. How many results are this way? How many results are that way?
Yep.
And that's because like how many zero strikeout games are there? Right? How many
Those are
one
the
strikeout games are there? You're going to get a lot of 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6.
Yep.
You're going to get
And then
tons
an
of
11.
those, and then you're going to
Speeds
get
things
some
up.
14s and 13s.
Yep.
So when you average it out, like the mean would be like 6.2, but the median would be like 6.45. You know, like
Right.
6.5. Right.
Yep.
So like in that
Those are the hardest to explain in doing content related to props, because you see in the tools it's like the number is the line is 4.5 and we've got them projected for 4.7 and we have the under hitting 60% of the time. It's like, well, how
right.
do you explain this to
Because
people?
of the
Yeah.
median, because you're seeing a
Right.
mean projection, not a
Yeah.
median projection.
And I've explained that in some videos times, but I don't think that those are typically the props that most people want to be playing, I think.
Well, typically when you're at that those margins, you're probably finding better.
Right.
You're probably finding better anyway. Like you're not
True.
especially
A lot
on
of the
Prize
time.
Picks and Underdog, definitely, because I mean you're pretty much betting minus 137 on any prop. But the benefit though is that they do have even numbers, right? So a lot of times you're betting a 5, you're betting a 4, you're betting, pitching out, like you don't get these half Ks. So they're able to price. Sometimes they're able to price at minus 137 because you have to have two parlays together, right? That's the only reason. So
Right.
like someone asked me in the bat chat at RotoGrinders, once Kentucky gets once it gets all set up, it's like, will I still be on Prize Picks and Underdog? It's like I'm going to be wherever the best number and the best edges are. I mean, like, and where I could get volume down. Like if I get limited at certain places and not limited at others, like
I thought that Prize Picks and Underdog, or like Prize Picks and No Advantage, are generally not available in the places that do have legalized sports betting. Is that not the case?
typical. I don't know. I mean,
That's been my impression.
Right.
But maybe I'm not. Might not be
Right.
the case.
But even if it was, even if I could do both, or what, I mean, it's just a matter of where can I get the best number. If Giolito over 5.5 is at Prize Picks, and I show it as like slightly positive EV, which means it's like it should be minus 145 instead of minus 137, and I could get it at minus 120 on whatever the hell book, then I'm just going to bet it. Why am I
Right.
building two? Like I have to find another one in order to do it on Prize Picks or Underdog. It's like, dude, I'll just bet it at minus 120, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. Right? I don't have to round robin stuff. I don't have to worry about it. So just, hey, if there's something available if there's two things available, at least on these sites, that I can get more money down, or at least money down compared to other sites, then why wouldn't I? I just like I deploy my capital in those spots. Like, but to me, like compared to DFS, like it's more and more. I don't want to say DFS is dead, because this is not what I'm saying, because people will take it out of context and go, oh, you're saying DFS is dead. It's like,
You're gonna
I'm
make
not
that the
sure
title? DFS
how
is
much
dead?
more worthwhile DFS is, depending on your volume, versus doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially when your income goals are within, are humbled.
Right. I
Right.
mean, with your like trying to make 50 to 70 a year, seems great to do a
Right,
lot of
right. That's what I'm saying.
prize
But
picks
if you're
and
like,
stuff.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking to maximize to make 200, 300, 500,000, I don't think you're going to have to now do 95% of the work is going to be building relationships and partnerships and getting accounts and all
Yeah.
of that type of stuff, which is something I don't want to get involved in. Right?
Yeah.
That's the pain. Now you have a desk job. You're essentially an administrative assistant
Right.
most of the time. Getting the
But a
actual
well-paid one, sounds
beating the
like.
books isn't the problem. Beating the
Yeah.
lines isn't a problem. Just getting the money, moving the money, getting agreements, collecting here, and like really. But like if you wanted, like I think, like within reason, like I think 25, 30,000, like even with meager limits, I think is doable. And
Yeah.
then obviously it gets set up here in Kentucky, dude, the first thing I'm gonna do is sign up everywhere and just like bonus whore the motherfuckers
Oh
until
yeah.
I
You
mean
have
like
to. Like as soon as it comes to your state, that's like the
right.
only option is to take advantage of
And
all the million offers they have.
I have a question though, because I've not bonus whored. Uh because I how would I do that? The reason though they give out bonuses and stuff and they do boost and everything is because they're trying to get market share, but they're trying to get it from
Yeah.
recreational people. They're not trying to get it from sharp people.
True.
Right? Because they're gonna. Cause we've seen points bet. We've seen bet MGM. I mean, people bet for 2 days and they're limited to $14.
Right.
And it's like, and they have the right, and the sites have the right of like, if like they will profile you and not give you those bonuses. Like it will not be available to you.
I didn't know that they could do
Right?
that. Like, don't give this offer to everybody. Huh.
Right. Right. They said no, you're not eligible for any of this stuff because why should they? Like, dude. Like even if they have decent limits, it's like, oh, we are already allowing you to bet, $300 on a prop. Like we ain't giving you the free money also, right? Like fuck you. So would it be more worthwhile in the bonus whoring phase when they're giving away so much money that it's as long as you're betting efficient markets, you end up making money, right? Even if you bet on close, they're just giving you so much free money that when in the beginning I shouldn't be signing up for a book and then immediately going to like exploit home run props or stolen base stuff or like go to the USL soccer second division stuff and exploit the corner kicks that I did a little on Bovada before they caught on and they started taking away the goddamn numbers, right? They started not offering it, or they just
Did they not offer it to anybody or just not to you?
No, I didn't see it anymore, right? I just never saw the numbers again. So I'm like, after a couple of days, I'm like, did he just take this away? It's not like I beat him for much. It was these were $100 bets or whatever. But I mean, who the hell's betting on USL stuff? I mean, like, especially it's not USL like the game. It's USL the corner kick numbers,
Right.
Because they always had them too low, right? So I could just almost blanket across the board because I knew all the teams. So it's like as long as it was an offensive, it wasn't a team that parks the bus. Like these corner kick numbers, it's like, dude. Like, these teams are averaging like 8 or 9 corners a game, and the number's 5.5.
Wow.
It's like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm over, $100, over.
And you
then
ruined it for everybody.
I ruined it for everyone. Maybe they're back up, but they took it down. Okay, I guess I'm done with that. But as far as the bonusing, like, should I just like, I'll take whatever boost they give me and bet on whatever they get. It's like, oh, we're good. Oh, if you bet on this, it's you get the odds boost. Okay, good. I'll put my bonus money towards that, right? I could easily just go to Odd Shopper or go to scoresandodds.com or whatever, and then see the best like spread and total bets, right? Not try to get the best number even. Just looks like okay, what's like an efficient line, a nice minus 110 that kind of breaks even, and then just do my bonus money with that, so I get as much of the bonuses as possible from like what could be 15 to 20 books, right? And then once I have exhausted all of that, then I'm like, okay, these 20 accounts now let's start. Now let's start. Now that I got the free money and all this type of stuff. And once I start not getting promotions anymore, the deposit bonuses are whatever. But I mean, imagine getting. I just look at the optics on their side. It's like, okay, here's this new person. We're gonna give you a $500 free bet, right? They can't even say free bet or like bet bonus bet, whatever,
Bet
guaranteed something,
insurance.
money
Yeah.
back, whatever. You could bet it on anything. And I look for a stolen base prop that is like fucking 3 times off. I mean, I know that it's not like last year it was, and I'm like, I just want $500 on that. And it's like, let's say the $500 is the limit on a prop or something, and it's like, oh, well, the guy stole a base, and they look and they go, motherfucker. It's like, we
Yeah.
gave you five, right? And now I got paid like 10-1 on a $500 free bet that should have only been like a 3-1, 4-1 payout. And they look and they go, yeah, no more bonus shit for you,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know. I mean, this is pure
I think I'm going to risk it.
speculation.
I don't know either. So you're posing the question. Maybe somebody will respond and let you know what the best approach is. My instinct is to just take advantage of all of the free stuff and make as much money as I can quickly before I get limited.
Well, some people have that approach. Some people, just like what I do with Prize Picks is that, like, dude, I could slam, $200, $300, $400, two picks on some of this stuff, but like just from a variance, I mean, I approach it from a round robin perspective, just to reduce variance.
Oh yeah,
right. Like I wasn't
much
even
safer.
approaching it as like, oh, I want to be under the radar. It's like, no, I'm going to have a small percentage of my bankroll. I'm going to round robin stuff. I really can't get killed, right?
Yep. Similar to your approach to DFS.
Right.
You're just you're playing a safer approach.
But so much better than DFS, where I'm like, okay, my 121. Okay, does scores go off? Does it not go off? Does it matter?
Yep.
Right? Does it matter that I have Alec Manoah in a lineup that has like 1,000,000 points in it? Right? That happened the other day. That was a little bit tilting.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, great, I got the Cubs Mariners game.
I had a lineup that placed 9th in the 20 max big $4 contest. Had 2 zeros in it. 2 of the bats had zeros. Got 9th. That was tilting.
But that's baseball. That's MLB.
Yeah, that's baseball. Exactly.
That is what it is. So what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Yeah, playing some MLB DFS, doing a lot of DFS content. I done some MLB solo streams. Now with basketball over, we're mostly doing 2-person streams, but I'm doing a lot of morning MLB strategy shows, sometimes live before lock, depending on the timing of it. So yeah, just doing a ton of content because I'm doing basically everything that I was already doing, now adding MLB content to it. So been pretty busy.
Yeah, I've done less content. I've almost had the approach. I mean, like if you remember, like in January, I started doing that like weekly like poker recap thing. And I did that, and then of course I went on a cruise. And then of course I got injured playing pickleball. Then I didn't play poker for
you've been an eventful year,
right? So I didn't record one, and then I just like came to the realization, like, not everything has to be content. Like not every I'm a natural performer, as you could tell from this show and anything that I do. I talk a lot. I have no problem presenting stuff and teaching stuff.
I've noticed that.
Right.
Yeah.
But for what reason? I was like, why am I even doing this? Like for the poker part, like what? Why can't I just go play poker? Why can't I just listen to the better people than me to help me play poker better, and then just go play poker and then make money and then just come home and watch wrestling?
Yeah,
because it's the same attitude, Neil. It's the same attitude I did with wrestling. Once I got back into it in 2020, I'm like, I'm back in it. And my wife's first reaction is like, at some point you're starting a wrestling podcast, right?
But you haven't.
No, I haven't. No. But that's the point. It's like, here's something that I'm just a consumer.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying it as consumption. I follow people on Twitter. Yes, I'm involved. I may be in a Discord that talks about pro wrestling, right? I may watch some YouTube videos, listen to some podcasts, but I'm like, I'm not a content creator. I'm part of the comment section, right? I'm just that, right? I don't have any stress on, well, do I do a show on Mondays or do I do a stream, and do I build up an audience? What are my thumbnails going to look like? And what is my art cover work? Like, dude, I just watch the shows and I listen to other people review the shows that I think are smart people that I enjoy their commentary. And then, you know what? I go to my real job, which is what we're doing now with DFS and poker or whatever.
But you say you're doing less content. Are you doing less DFS content?
No, I'm doing the same amount. I mean, I'm doing the DFS pregame show every pretty much every day. I'm on Grinders Live when it gets preempted for MLB. So I was on this morning. Right, I'm doing MMA Crunch Time now on Saturdays. So I'm really not doing anything different DFS wise, but that's what I've been doing. It's just like adding stuff on. It's like, oh well, I have this interest here. I got to do content for that. Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why can't I just go play
not
poker?
Making money off it.
Right? Why can't I go play poker, make 40, 50 grand for the year, and never taught, and just like, okay, well, that's why do I need a show about it?
Maybe you don't.
I mean, truthfully, I don't. But I mean, it's the internal urge of like, well, I enjoy this, and I enjoy talking about it.
Right, and it's DFS adjacent, so it is kind of relevant to your job as well.
Right, but then it comes down to: do I want to spend that hour? Do I want to spend what would my time be better spent doing something else? And even if that something else is just enjoying life,
right.
Like, where does this go? Where does a pro, like, especially with the pro wrestling stuff is easy to not do content because the amount of money that can be made in professional wrestling content is very low.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you monetize that?
Right. Advertise. I mean, like, unless
like any type of podcast, I guess.
Right. Unless you become big, it's something that you can only have a sustainable income if you get it to scale, which essentially would be the same as like forming a band, right? It's the same type of like, oh, there's tons of people that do all this stuff, and like only the top 1% can actually make a living doing it.
Yep.
And maybe a little bit like DFS also, right? In
also
a way.
True. Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
But at least the content, like there's no financial incentive. If I'll make a T-shirt that people will buy for $20, and I'll make $10 off of. It's like, what is the scalable plan for that? Unless I want to have a content company, it's like, dude, I just want to watch the show, and then bitch and moan about what was bad with the show or what was good with it. Dude, I could do that on Reddit, right? If I want,
nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing.
You don't have to do a show.
I don't have to do a show.
Yeah. Do you need people to tell you that? Do you need me to tell you that you don't need to do the show?
No. It feels like we're since the first time you came on, right?
Yeah.
The tide has almost turned a little bit, right? Because
I'm doing more and more content.
Right, you're it's like it seems like you're on every show, and me, I'm like, do I need to do it? Do I need to do content for this? Is this necessary?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, do you think I'm doing more content than you are at this point?
I definitely. I mean, because
I
you
did
do all
4
these
pieces
little
of content today before the show. Yeah.
Right. You do these little videos and stuff like that. I still do the RotoWire soccer podcast. I barely get paid for it, but I do it because I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I'm going to be playing the Saturday Premier League slate. It's Friday right after my morning show, so sure, I'll record and talk about tomorrow's slate. But I mean, I used to do for RotoWire, I used to do the Champions League stuff. So I'd be on Tuesday and Wednesday. And pretty much I said, it's like, I'm good for Fridays at like 12:30. And if for any reason salaries are delayed and we have to make that a 3:00 show, just do it without me. That's why it's a 3-person show. So it's like, if I'm not on, at least the show goes on. Yep. So it's kind of like, if I'm there, I'm there. If I'm not, I'm not. And I'll let you know, but like, don't count me in. It's not worth the money. Truthfully, it wasn't worth the money from the very beginning. But I mean, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be in the position that I am at. So it's like, it's one of those things that, yeah, if you're looking to break in, that's something to do.
I do this show for free.
Right, you do this show for nothing. I mean, I obviously do it for nothing, but it's kind of it's content marketing.
Right, that's true. It's not. Yeah, right.
Technically, you don't do it for free either. Technically, you're doing this on behalf of it promotes.
Yeah, I get exposure to a different market. Maybe some people will come check out the stochastic tools. Like, yeah, it's not.
I mean, you're not getting any benefit from it personally. I guess.
I mean, I get exposure. I don't know. There's But like, yeah, I don't get paid. I joined because I was like, I kind of want practice. I'm thinking about getting into doing some DFS content. So I was like, sure, yeah, I'll join. I'll be your guest.
Right.
And I've enjoyed doing it.
Right. And also on this type of show, there's no like agenda of you have to like.
Right. It's also nice in that way. We don't have to like talk about the slate. We don't need to break into 15 baseball games. We can just shoot the shit.
Right. That's what the show with Eric always kind of was.
Yeah. Right.
Right. So when people are like, oh, why you have someone else on and you're a horrible interviewer. It's like, it's not an interview show.
Right. We're just talking.
It's just two people talking.
These are our conversation styles.
Right. If it's not you, it just happens to be my conversation style is that I talk 90% of the time. That would be the same if we were in person talking. So like,
right.
The
nice thing is by now, if people are still watching the show, they should probably have accepted it by now. Right. The conversation style.
Yeah. Right. This show is it's my show. You just happen to be here.
I'm just here listening, responding, sometimes giving
sometimes
feedback.
You have something to say. I mean, sometimes there's nothing to talk about.
Right.
If you had something interesting to talk about, you say, you know what? You know what a problem like happened or something that happened or some drama? You seem to be a drama hound now. You're always looking for the drama.
Oh, yeah, I love the drama. So I was just going to say, speaking of drama, we've got a new leader in the clubhouse for DFS drama now. I think the new tilt cord with your co-creator of the theory of DFS, James, is James.
Is there drama that I don't know about?
Show?
What's drama?
I forget what it's called. Hang on, what's it? Jeremy and James.
Jeremy Tiller. Oh, James's thing on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying.
A show. I thought it was drama. I thought it was James was involved in some type of drama.
No. Just a new leader in the clubhouse in terms of talking about the DFS drama.
Yeah, you know how little of a market there is. There actually isn't that big of a market for that.
There is not.
And there's already lulls. Right, we already got lulls for that.
Yeah.
Right. No one's locked out of a site. Right. I'm not locked out of the Theory of DFS site. So maybe that's what I should do. I should lock James out of the Theory of DFS site.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Some good.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't be good because how does he update the fucking tools?
You know that Greg Ehrenberg is locked out of DraftKings right now. He's actually meeting with
he's still locked. He's still locked out.
He was as of last night, but he has a meeting scheduled for today, a Zoom meeting with people at DraftKings. They're making him like talk to him about why he's locked out. Try to get him back in. I don't know. Yeah.
Did it have to be organized through Stochastic?
He had to.
Oh, so this is on his own. I mean, this is not. Like he didn't have to.
So he's been.
They're treating him like they don't know who the fuck he is.
Exactly, and he's like he's messaging back and forth with all the DraftKings people. Also reached out to one of the a guy at Stochastic has an in with somebody in that department, so he also reached out to them. But yeah, Zoom meeting to talk about whether they can allow him back on DraftKings, and they won't even tell him why he's not allowed on DraftKings. They're not giving him any information.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. That's why he's very confused. Like, I don't know what I did. Like, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't leave my house. I'm not like a lot of people are like, well, when you travel, they flag it. And he's like, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything different. They just suddenly locked me out of DraftKings.
A good thing it wasn't FanDuel because you'll just never get back in.
Because you won't talk to anybody.
Right. There's no one there. The Zoom call is with it looks like what the board cube room, like just like there's nothing. There's the screen and there's no people there. Right. Yeah. There's just nothing going on.
Nope. So yeah, he's locked out of a site.
So is that the drama? Is that all the drama that there is?
Well, no, that's just since you brought up being locked out of a site. I guess you're referring to the RPS. I actually forgot what you were talking about.
Right. We don't have to talk about it. I just was going to.
It's already been covered on two different shows.
The people that know, and the people that don't care.
That's true. If you care about that shit at all, you know by now.
You probably don't. You probably shouldn't.
Most people don't. Yeah. True. No reason really to care.
So you got nothing going on. I went through all my problems. I've lied on the couch. I've told you all my problems.
What do I have going? I mean, I'm just playing a lot of DFS, doing a lot of shows related to DFS. It's basically consuming my life right now. My Timberwolves just lost their first shot at the playoffs. They get another playing game on Friday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think I have anything all that interesting going on. I'm going to be a guest on a Fantasy Points podcast with Jake Tribby and Chris Brecht. Is it? Now I'm forgetting what is last. I think it's Brecht, maybe Wecht, something along those lines. Two guys do an XFL show.
Oh, XFL stuff. Of course. Are you going to be doing the USFL DFS stuff?
I don't think I'm going to be doing any content related to it because our XFL content related to DFS content related to XFL hasn't done that well. So like the
But are you
team's
going to
not
play?
re-upping.
I'm not okay about content. I'm talking about, are you playing USFL?
Maybe. I don't know. XFL is, I like XFL better than USFL, but
Oh,
I might
are they
still do
playing
it
at the
if
same
the prize
time?
pools are big enough. I believe this weekend there is overlap. I think there are going to be a few weeks of overlap there.
Dude,
So probably, I'll probably play it.
Dude, they could show USFL or XFL on my TV screen. I wouldn't know what league it was. I wouldn't. Right? I
Yeah.
don't know. Are they still
Yeah.
playing? Are they still planning on doing like the USFL? I remember last year they like all the games were in Birmingham or something. Are they doing that again?
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay,
Maybe. I think that was a COVID thing, but I don't know for sure.
But if it was the XFL, you know everything about the XFL.
I wouldn't say I know everything about that. I know some of. I've actually watched. I'd say a majority of the XFL games. I've watched at least like half of them, but still don't think I know everything.
Is it long enough into the season where people aren't playing like 34% guys that just end up not playing? Like, do you kind of know how these teams play yet?
Largely, but no. We still like, because there's still not great reporting and stuff. So like, we still have a wide receiver who was 30% owned, I think 2 weeks ago, who ended up not even playing in the game, and it turned out he went on the IR and just nobody reported it. So,
he went on the IR, which is like a league transfer move.
But they didn't tell us before the game. So yeah, it's
a transaction. Wouldn't it be on like the XFL site under transactions? Or it should be, but they don't do it anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have the info wrong here, so don't take me at my word there. But I don't think there was any info prior to lock because all the sharps were on him too and played. It's 30+% owned. I don't know if he got hurt in the pregame or something. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Just stuff like that's still happening.
But that's you could take advantage of that.
Theoretically, I don't know how.
I don't play high-owned guys because maybe they won't even play.
Yeah. Unfortunately, so that this year is a little bit different than 2020, I would say, in that generally the higher owned guys are crushing it. Just like you just play the guys who project the best in it. They're doing way better than they did in 2020. So hasn't been
except for the time when they don't play at all because no one reported.
Except for those rare. But then it's just like one of the.
So that means every lineup you play all the chalk except for one.
Except for one guy.
And you play as many of those lineups. Just there's 6 chalk players. You play 5 of the 6, and you make as many lineups with 5 out of the 6.
Yeah.
Because one of the guys is obviously not going to play.
Of course.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough game, but a fun one.
But we're going to be, it's going to be mostly MLB for the next, 4 months?
Yep. This is our down. We got some NFL best ball if for those of us who are into it. But other than that, it's just mostly baseball season coming up, which is honestly my least favorite type of content to do, especially the game by game breakdowns. Just because I'm talking stacks and people want to hear batters. So it's my least favorite because it's a lot of the audience does not want to talk about it in the way that I want to talk about it. So in that sense,
a lot of the audience is fucking stupid. That's why.
Yeah, a good portion of any audience is going to be pretty stupid. Just about any audience. Yeah.
Right.
I understand.
They don't understand what game they're playing. They don't understand.
Yeah.
That's why
I started doing my solo streams for MLB, and it was like really divisive. Like there were people who absolutely loved it and people who absolutely hated it. My solo streams, because they're like, this is so boring. Like, why are we watching you in Fantasy Cruncher? Why are we talking about this stuff? This is the most boring thing. We need to go back to the format where you talk about every game with 2 people. And then of course, a few days later, all the people who hated it were gone. And it was just bliss for a little while. And now we're back to 2-person shows, which is nice in its way.
Yeah. It's very similar to my show.
Yeah.
Right. That there's plenty of people that like they live and die by it. And then there are the people that literally don't get it at all. And those are the people that we win money from. And let them come and complain and they'll be gone. Yep. And then you pick up the ones and twosies. And next thing you know, you have several hundred people that they're the ones that love your show.
Actually want to win. Yeah.
And then you have 500 people that saw it once or twice and said, yeah, this guy's an idiot and continue to lose money at DFS. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Some of the feedback on my first show, some of the feedback I was getting, he didn't even know that this guy was on that team. Like, why are we going to listen to this guy when he doesn't even know who the batters are on the team? And I'm like, this is.
I'm on Grinders Live sometimes, and I'm like, what creative player is batting 8th for this team?
Right.
It's like, well, he's the number 4 prospect of the whatever. All I know is that his projection is 5.7.
Yeah.
Like all that work is already done. Do I need to know who he is?
Right.
Right. I don't need to know who he is.
Yeah. hard to explain that to people, though. I've tried, but then it's also like some people, like, even if they understand it, they just think that's boring, just talking about the numbers. So
Then why,
like, I
what
don't
would
know.
you be doing?
What would I be doing?
I mean, just what would they? I mean, truthfully,
Oh,
truthfully, it could be more entertaining. But I'm just saying that,
sure.
like, what else would you be to like? This is what you do.
Right.
Like
We're trying to teach you how to be good DFS
DFS
players. We're not
players,
trying
right?
to
Not
shoot the
try to
shit
have
about
it be
baseball.
and have it be quote fun for you. To me, it's fun to win money,
Right.
right?
This is
Fun
the
to win a
educational portion.
game,
Yeah. Me too. That's where I find the joy is in winning.
right? Figuring out how to win,
Yeah.
right? If it's boring, and that's the same thing. Same thing in poker, right? Right? When people
Sure.
are like, teach me how to play poker. It's like, okay, you realize you're going to be folding like 8 out of 9 hands, and then they do that for an hour or two, and they go, yeah, I don't think I want to really learn how to play good poker. It's like,
Yeah. I'm just going to go back to my old style.
I'm just going to go back to my old style of playing almost every hand.
Yeah.
Because it's more fun. It's like,
Yeah.
you're right, it is more fun. And that's why I sit in games with the people that play almost every hand.
Right.
Because you find it
Enjoy
the most
yourself.
fun,
Have
and I
another
find it
drink.
the most profitable.
Yeah. Yep.
But if you want to learn about that game, right, theoryofdfs.com, the advanced players guide, the advanced course with the Excel tools that I use. It's very easy to trim lineups. At MLB, Neil, I'll build like 3,000 lineups in Lineup HQ, cut and paste them all, and like 3 minutes later, it's like, okay, these are the 5 lineups I'm playing. Ding, 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 done. 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I mean, it takes time to build a 300 lineup. So I have to do 10 sets. I would do like 5 to 10 sets of 300 lineups, and then just sit there. Typically, I'm going to the bathroom or something while it runs for 2 or 3 minutes each, and then I just plug it into Excel and trim by ownership, cut off the top, cut off the bottom, trim whatever, and then I'm like, okay, I'm left with like 24 lineups that are candidates, and it's like, well, I'm playing 5, so it's like, well, do I want to play all these lineups with the Grum? Do I want to play? Okay, there's only 2 lineups that don't have the Grum, so let one of my 5 lineups be one of these 2 lineups. Which one? Well, whatever. Close my eyes. Random.org.
Yep.
1 or 2. Okay, that one. Okay, and then like, there you go. Pick the 5 lineups that are 5 different stacks. Right. 5.
Yeah.
5. Okay, there you go. Done. Enter.
Simple game.
Simple game, and then just hope to survive variance.
Yep.
Right. And that's it. It's not that complicated.
That's it.
Right.
It's
it
an
really
easy
isn't. That's not that complicated.
Very easy game.
Right.
Yeah.
And then hopefully over the course of a season, you're profitable.
Yeah. That's the goal.
That's it. We've taught it all.
Most days you're not going to be.
Yeah, most days you're not.
Over the course of the season.
But
hopefully
when you
will
are
be.
profitable, you want to be in the top 1%, top
Right.
10 spot, top 0.1%.
Yeah.
Okay. Neil, you're at Player Q DFS on Twitter.
Sure am. Yep.
And you post all your shows there,
Yep.
right? Doing, I mean, you're probably doing 20 pieces of content a week now.
Yeah. I mean, if you include articles, for sure I am.
Right. Pieces of content in general. I mean, either it being a short, I'm not talking about live shows, but I mean,
Yeah.
you have between what you're doing, they're really,
Yeah.
now that you're on salary, they're working you to death.
I mean, that's kind of the way it's going. Yeah. You're basically every extra show you do, that's free for us at this point. So why not?
Right, because you're getting paid a salary. And there you go.
Yeah.
Right. At Rotogrinders, I don't get paid a salary. I get paid.
And honestly, I don't mind it, to be honest. I
Right,
kind of
it's
enjoy
it's
doing
security.
content. The only thing I don't like is the doing morning shows. That's rough for me, but getting through it.
How
starting to
early
wake
is the
up earlier.
morning show? How early?
Well, so it only so far it's starting at 11 a.m. It's just that I have to get up pretty early, not early, but like 9 a.m. or so to be ready for that. And I'm just still a mess at 11. If I wake up at 9, I'm still like not really fully there. Like I don't feel as functional as I do a couple hours after that. So it's not even that it's like super early. It's just that I as I described to Lofty on a show today, I feel like I'm like a Bowser in Mario Kart, where I get momentum throughout the day. The longer I'm going through the day, the quicker I'm getting. So to do something close to when I wake up is a little bit rough for me, but I can't really complain about doing a show at 11 a.m. So
right, you can't complain. Most people listening are,
yeah.
Oh my God, I have to get up at 9 in the morning. It's like most people have to get to work at 9 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I also can do other things better at 9 a.m. than talking. So that's the hard part for me. Is just
what could you do better? What
I could write better earlier in the morning. Definitely.
But you could just wake right out of bed. You could get out of bed next minute, write an article.
No, probably take me an hour. Probably got to
Okay, well there
consume
you
some
go. So you
coffee.
can't just
Yeah.
do something.
No. I'm a slow riser.
Well, me too. I mean, like typically for the 11 a.m. show, I'm not out of bed until 10.
Oh, really? See,
Yeah.
I also like I have a thing where I don't want to eat or drink anything for an hour before a show, just because my stomach can get upset. I don't have to pee in the middle of a show, so I try not to eat or drink anything for an hour before a show. So I got to wake up early enough to like get my coffee in, drink some water, get some breakfast an hour before the show starts too. So
Yeah, I get up an hour early just to poop.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Right.
exactly. Got to
And
have your
then
toilet
I
time.
eat after, and I eat and drink after the show.
See,
See?
if I have a coffee, I'm going to say I have to poop again.
Well, that's why I don't have a coffee until after.
Oh, smart. But
See?
then I won't have any energy. That's the whole trick.
Okay, you can find me at Blender HD on Twitter. And of course, you can get the Theory of Daily Fantasy Sports 15-hour audio DFS Masterclass, as well as the Advanced Player's Guide with the custom Excel tools at theoryofdfs.com.